Hey, Dub Nation. Did you feel that little tremor around lunchtime? Phones buzzing, two-word texts, coaches ducking into side rooms. It's the kind of day when the league pretends nothing's going on while everyone's refreshing like maniacs. Something veteran, something front court, something that screams win the possession game in May more than trend on a random Thursday. Here's my promise to you up front. I'm going to map out the why before I even hint at the who. We'll talk about what Golden State actually needs right now, not in blog fantasy, in playoff reality where the minutes live, how it changes Steph's life on second actions, what it does for Draymond's lungs across 82, how it cleans up those sideways possessions that bled games last spring, and how the money fits without breaking the board. You'll walk out of this with roll clarity, not just a headline. Quick one, family. This is Warriors News Fan Report. If you ride with the blue and gold and you want real hoops talk without the fluff, tap like, drop a sub, hit the bell. We talk like fans, we think like assistants, and we argue like it's a couch in section 121. Let's set the scene. The Warriors' identity lives in timing. Split cuts, second side threes. Back screens that feel like whispers until the net snaps. That identity purrs when the 5 spot gives you two simple gifts, a clean angle and a clean decision. Last year, when the 5 was a connector, the offense breathed. When it wasn't, we grinded. You could feel it in late clocks. Steph working too hard to manufacture air. Wings waiting on a pocket pass that never arrived. Draymond playing traffic cop and firefighter at the same time. It wasn't crisis, but it was friction. Right now, the gaps are small but loud. Short roll reads against nail help. Defensive rebounding in the oh-no minutes when the opponent grows an extra possession or two. The last 8 seconds of a tight quarter where a calm adult at the 5 pulls everyone onto the same page. You don't need a 20-10 monster. You need a guy who knows where the ball wants to go, who boxes his man first and the ball second, who says nope to cheap corners threes by being in exactly the right spot 2 beats early dot. So what kind of piece makes sense? A stretch big who screens with his chest, pops with purpose, throws the pass on time, and understands when to flow into a dribble handoff without crowding Steph's airspace. Defensively, you need someone who can play drop with angles, toggle into a late switch without panic, and communicate the unseen stuff. Ice that, low man, X out now. Age matters less than habits. The ring matters less than the temperament. Give me elbows, footwork, and a deep bag of boring things dot. And here's why the vet big archetype matters way beyond vibes. With a real pop threat, Steph's gravity stretches from a circle to an oval. The weak side tagger has to step 1 shoe deeper into the lane, which opens the corner cut. With a big who can catch low, chin the ball, and throw the hammer to the dunker spot, Kuminga gets free lunches. With a 5 who will screen twice in the same action, Podziemski's reads get simpler and faster. It's multiplication, not addition, timeline-wise. The whispers are the quiet kind you take seriously. No leaks. Just the classic tells. Film edits focused on handoffs. Assistants spending extra time on angle screens. Staffers talking about reducing noise in second units. When a front office starts rehearsing a player's impact before you ever see the jersey swap, you clock it. That's a move in motion. Money and mechanics real quick. The clean routes are always the same. Short-term money, tidy options, minimal pick costs, fit first logic. This isn't blow it up for a name. This is upgrade the smallest hinge on a heavy door. If the guy checks the leadership box, the spacing box, and the know-how box, you can justify the paperwork in under 2 sentences to anyone in the locker room. All right, we've earned the headline. Here's the 10th paragraph and the reveal you came for. Al Horford to the Golden State Warriors. That's the move on the board. The archetype we just described? It has a name, a resume, and a bunch of playoff scars that turn into solutions in real time. The word circling lead people is simple. If Al isn't in Boston, the fit that makes the most basketball sense is here, next to Steph and Draymond. Playing the most Warriors brand of big man chess we've seen since Bogger Iggy made the game feel like jazz. Let's talk hoops, not posters. Horford's value at this age is sentence structure. He turns commas into periods. You run 21 series with Steph. I'll sets with a shoulder, flips the angle like a pro. Short rows to the nail, and your choice tree just got pruned from 5 branches to 2. Corner skip if the nail sits. Floater or pocket if the low man cheats. That's an adult possession. You run Spain pick and roll with Podzinski ghosting. Al knows when to hold the back screen and when to slip the slip. Steph's defender can't top lock as hard when the pop shooter is a 38%. Grown up with a release you can set your watch to. Defensively, the Warriors' best playoff version has always been smart, not just fast. Horford's feet aren't 2015, but his angles are 301 level. He plays drop like it's geometry. Chest to the ball, hand to the driving lane, box out before the shot is in the air. Against bigger fives, he bodies early. Against guards who think they've got him on an island, he invites the mid-range and takes away the lob. The secret sauce, though, is the talk. You can't hear it on TV, but you feel it in the rotations. The first help is earlier. The second help is braver. The scramble looks scripted instead of desperate. Roll. Think 20 to 24 minutes that means something. Start some nights. Steady the boat most nights. Close when the numbers say trust the pop. Pair him with Draymond, and you get the old school elbow series back. Horns in the split, back cut city. Pair him with Kuminga and you open runway. All drags the 5 out. J.K. Adams the dunker spot, and the help has no place to plant its feet. Put him next to TJD, and you can still hurt teams with double drags, 1 pop, 1 dive, choose your poison. The point isn't to crown anyone. It's to give the coaching staff a real choose-your-own ending that isn't pray Steph does wizardry. Let's zoom into the Steph-all 2-man stuff, because it's filthy on paper. First action, high pick and pop. Defender stunts at Steph because he has to. Al sets his feet and fires. Next time down, same action, but Al short rolls to the dotted line. Steph hits him. Draymond's ghosting from the slot. And now the low man is defending a 3-man triangle who knows each other's breath. Third look. Empty side handoff. Al fakes the DHO. Flips to a keeper dribble. Skips to the weak corner when the tag comes late. That's 3 looks in under 3 minutes. And the other bench is already burning a timeout to tell their big to stop guessing. How does this touch the other guys? For Steph, it's a rhythm tax refund. He gets to spend more of his gas on advantage creation and less on advantage resuscitation. For Draymond, it's a co-adult to shoulder the orchestration. Somebody else can point and shout while he prowls. For Kuminga, it's a spacing tutor. Pop forces the 5 out. J.K. learns to cut behind a swiveling head instead of into a chest. For Podziemski, it's simplified reads that turn into layups or free throws because the elbow is occupied by someone defenders actually respect. For Moody in the wings, it's catch and shoot without the maybe I'm in somebody's way thought bubble. The fear list is real and we'll say it out loud. He's older. Some back-to-backs will be a no-go. There will be nights where lateral wiggles look a step slow and somebody on the internet will post a clip like it proves a thesis. You manage it with honesty and rotation discipline. You do not ask Al to be something he isn't. You ask him to be exactly what he has been in big games for half a decade, a smart grown-up who makes the 5 other guys make sense. If you want a pogo stick, you've got young legs on the roster. If you want a metronome, you call Al lineups we'll see by Thanksgiving if this happens. The math lineup, Steph Pods Moody Dre Al, which weaponizes pass shooting and makes teams choose between death by paper cuts or early help. The adult swim, Steph GP2, whoever the stopper is Wiggs long wing Dre Al, which switches late shot clocks and turns fourth quarters into rock fights with spacing. And the runway, Steph Pods Kuminga Dre Al, where the first 5 minutes are just repeated cuts and pop threes until the opposing coach throws a chair in his heart. This also nudges the Warriors. Late game offense back to the thing it's always done best. Dictate terms. When the 5 can shoot and pass with pace, you can live in 5 out without getting stuck at the top of the floor. You can manufacture layups with slips and occupy the weak side with a real threat, not a courtesy station. It's the difference between Steph save us and Steph choose which open shot we want. Let's talk respect and room. Kevin Looney is a franchise adult. Trace Jackson Davis is a franchise seedling. Draymond is a franchise identity. Adding L doesn't erase anyone. It clarifies the calendar. Looney's still your hand-to-hand combat guy. TJD is still your vertical threat who forces the rim to be honest. Draymond remains the defensive thesis. Ours the bridge between the eras, not the bouncer at the door. If the staff handles it with candor, which they tend to, nobody's ego needs bruising. And yes, there's the intangible thing that matters more than we admit. Teams relax when a vet who's been in 80 different playoff possessions walks in and says, "We're fine." The film sessions get shorter because half the corrections happen on the floor between free throws. The young guys stop guessing. The old guys stop muttering. You can't quantify it, but you've watched enough Warriors basketball to recognize it when you see it. That's the quiet magic of grown-up gravity. The Boston chapter? Respect is owed. If he's not in green, it's because the timelines and the chairs didn't line up, not because the player evaporated. He just won at the absolute highest level doing the same exact job we're describing: pop, pass, anchor, lead. Those skills travel. They fit here so naturally, it's almost boring. And boring is what you want when the calendar flips and everybody starts guarding like their careers depend on it. What about matchups? Against switch-heavy teams, the pop punishes lazy switches. You make them pay with shot-making or slips. Against drop with aggressive nail help, Al becomes your high-post surgeon. One read, one bounce, corner money. Against zone. Yes, we still see random zone against Steph. Al at the nail is a zone killer. Because he's unbothered, he's tall, and he throws darts. On defense, he won't erase a blur, but he will erase your second option. Most teams don't live off their first idea against the Warriors. They live off the second. All chokes that. If you're thinking about Jokic, Embiid, or the new wave of jumbo creators, nobody stops those dudes. What you want is to make them honest, keep them to singles instead of doubles, and turn their decision trees into long division. All knows that dance. He denies the freebie lob, bodies the spin, and concedes the contested push shot. You lose the clips. You win the math. In a playoff series, that distinction is everything. Rotation ripple. Watch the second unit. Those minutes decided last season's sanity. You give that group of 5 who can quarterback without needing the ball, and suddenly your bench minutes go from survival to control. That means Steph's stint pattern gets cleaner. Fewer emergency re-entries to stop a bleed. More planned re-entries to step on a throat. Coaching staff sleep better. Fans breathe better. The fourth quarter belongs to adults. Culture check. Golden State never won its way by collecting names. It won by collecting roles. Al is a role with shoulders. He knows how to show up, when to speak up, and when to laugh at a bad whistle so your wing doesn't pick up a tech. He's not a savior. He's a solution. You stack enough of those and May feels very different than March thought if you're the legs. Crowd, fair. Minutes are a resource. Plan the back-to-backs, target the moments that matter, and get greedy in playoff timeouts. 2 blows here, 2 blows there, steal a minute around the quarter break. The staff here is comically good at that stuff. They'll build a calendar that protects the body and maximizes the brain. All right, your turn. If this lands, and again, we're talking about a move that makes basketball sense more than a fireworks show. Where do you want the first hit of impact? Closing 5 against switch? Second unit quarterbacking? Zone killer in the middle of the floor? Talk to me in the comments. Give me the lineup you want to see in the last 5 minutes in Phoenix. Tell me which action you'd spam. Empty side DHO Spain pick and roll, double drag with a ghost. This channel is at its best when your takes sharpen the edges. My personal take? I like it a lot. For the fit, for the calendar, for the way it simplifies everyone else's job. It looks like a headline built for June, not October. And to be crystal clear, this is a well-argued, well-informed read of the situation, a speculation, not an official announcement.